The entirety of Star Wars The Acolyte was one giant propaganda push. Now, they failed at it because it's so bad, the writing is so atrocious, that they really can't even get their messaging through. I mean, if you start to focus on what this actually means, and how stupid feminism is at this point, which we're going to do. Stay tuned. It really just fails on every level. But Leslye Headland is just a acolyte of these woke DEI agendas. That's what she's here to do. That's what Kathleen Kennedy's hiring her to do. And let's also remember she's an acolyte of Harvey Weinstein. So there's a lot of creepy, weird stuff in this. And with the cope that's happening at the end of this show, with the ratings being so low, it just didn't go well for them. But let's mock this benign sexism that they're talking about, because this is ridiculous. Her interview with Collider is just a big, crazy, nonsense cope fest. We're going to enjoy every minute of it. Please hit the like and subscribe button, everybody. Join us here. We are all about science fiction good writing. I am a professional science fiction writer myself, and this is a great alternative to Star Wars. The Terran Imperium Chronicles right here, starring Ayla Rin, who is our special agent in service to the Emperor of Humanity, who's been kidnapped and replaced by a clone. She has to uncover a conspiracy like none other and save the human race in the galaxy. Please check this out. Right now, we hit $15,000 in just a few days. Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Our ratings are through the roof, quite the opposite of The Acolyte, and it's all because of viewers like you. Check this out in the description below and back our project today. Thanks for supporting our channel, my friends. All right. So Leslye Headland, showrunner, explained that Osha killed Sol, that's the Asian guy and the black chick, because of benign sexism in the final episode of the show. Now, they love it. Their little woke agenda has been a part of this entire series here, and that's why it's such a cluster. They wanted to have a black female lead, even though she, this chick, what's her name? Amandla, claims she's non-binary. You're a woman. Stop it. Stop with the fake things for clout. She made a cringy music video about how fans didn't like it because they're racist and bigots. It was just terrible. I mean, their entire marketing campaign has been one big victimhood deal right here. Every character in this, if you looked at it, everyone except for the the weird Jedi who offed himself was not a white male intentionally. They wanted to present a galaxy devoid of white males, which is weird because then you get to 100 years in the future and almost everybody's kind of white, in the original movies. But hey, let's not have any consistency whatsoever. None of that matters. All that matters is the agenda. They don't care about continuity. They've said that many times throughout all of this as they've changed the lore on everything, just to fly in the face of fans, it really seems like. It's really sickening just how much they insult fans' intelligences and then cry about how they're not getting views, right? And so this has been really difficult the entire time. We had lesbian space witches who the whole plot of that was weird too. Like, I mean, they're grooming these young girls into their lesbian space witch society. The Jedi want to groom them also. It's just weird, and none of it made any sense. None of the characters had any kind of arc that had any kind of development, had any kind of consistency with who the characters were. Just whenever the plot demanded something, they would shift on a dime in order to create a twist or whatnot. And they do stupid things here, like Sol, has to be the stupidest person in the entire galaxy. If you look at his arc over this series, he just had the chance to kill the Sith guy in episode 5. He didn't because we're going to be better and just not kill, right? Even though they had a battle where the guy just offed 5 of his friends and killed all the other Jedi. It was totally nonsensical. And then he just did the same thing again. He just paused his laser sword, pointing it at Kimir again in the final episode when he had him defeated and just refused to kill him again. And it's like, you're going to do the same thing twice that got all your friends killed? Because of some fake moral thing that doesn't even make sense. You got to finish the job. And when you're a trained warrior with laser swords, again, it's not like they're going to be that averse to killing. I mean, that's kind of what the Jedi do. Okay, nonsensical, but whatever. So Osha comes in and she's stronger than everybody else with the Force. She's because she's black, she's female, she's lesbian, she's amazing, and she invents Force choking. And the Jedi, again, Sol is a powerful master Jedi. He has no defenses against this whatsoever. He just has to sit there and take it. It's, again, just nonsensical, crazy stuff. But hey, that's just that. Now let's get into the weird benign sexism and what Leslye Headland's doing to cope with her plot, pretending like it's got some like deep meaning when it really doesn't. I mean, she just wrote this cluster of a plot that didn't work at all. So let's see. In the final episode, Sol confirms May and Kimmer that he killed Mother Anastasia, who's the lesbian space witch. Osha overhears it, confronts him. Sol makes it clear what he did was the right thing to do. It was. He didn't inform the Jedi because he was trying to protect Osha, and that's that. And then, so he goes on to tell her everything he did was because he loved her. The word love is cut off. Osha force chokes him, and then Sol tells her it's okay and just lets her kill him. Okay. So here's an interview with Collider trying to defend this horribly stupid plot. She asked Headland, what's so interesting about that moment where Osha kills Sol is how much is conveyed while he's choking on his words. Also, maybe this was my impression of it, but my first thought was he doesn't give her the agency to make this choice herself because he's accepting his fate. So he's taking away her agency by dying? What the This is retarded. Oh my gosh. It adds so much more insult to injury. You can't even get a satisfactory kill. So feminists are about satisfactorily killing people when they don't do what you want or if it makes you mad? That's what feminism is? That's unhinged and insane, but that's the message? I mean, the woke are so crazy, guys. I can't even wrap my head around saying that the message is that feminists need to have satisfaction in doing evil. And killing's evil, murder's evil, right? Because if you get mad, you're justified in murdering somebody if you're a feminist. And they'd better make it worth your while, like make it a satisfactory murder. That's like, this is lunatic sociopath sort of talk. And this is where Headland actually, like, I mean, it's insane. Like, I couldn't imagine somebody interviewing me like this about my works. I'd be like, what? But she goes with it. This is mask off on how hateful, evil people these are. We also knew that it was always going to be the betrayal of the father. I knew we had to juxtapose Luke's forgiveness and Vader's redemption. So they subverted the Christian morals in the original Star Wars, forgiveness and redemption, right? But Leslye Headland, the woke, they don't believe in forgiveness and redemption. They are hedonist Hollywood people. They are hateful people. They are anti-Christian. And that's exactly, it should mask off again, what they were trying to do with this. This is the entire deal. This is a story about the Sith. That's not going to happen. But the Sith are presented as the good guys in this, and the Jedi are presented as the bad guys. It's such a cluster of, like, what are you supposed to take out of this? It's insane. Then she affirmed it. You're absolutely right. There's this thing called benign sexism. And here it is. It's part of paternal protectionism. It seems like a good thing, but like you said, there's this. All these people just don't have, like, fathers who raised them right. That's where it comes down to. In Leslye Headland's a lesbian, almost every instance of somebody becoming gay or trans or whatever, if you look into their past, they've suffered abuse as children. It just breaks them. And then they just fall into degeneracy and repeat the cycles. That is the hard truth of all of this. There used to be studies on it showing that 70-80% of people who identified as this stuff suffered that kind of abuse, but they don't do those studies anymore. You're not allowed to. You know how it is. I have to protect you from everything. I have to make sure you're okay. I have to tell you what track to get on, and then once you're on track, I need to support you. What ultimately happens is, again, this is a father-daughter relationship. As women evolve in their lives and develop their own personalities separate from their fathers, at some point they have to reject that protectionism. So it's anti-father. And again, this is a destruction of society right here. Fathers do know best. I always look. I'm 40 and I listen to my dad. He knows. He's got wisdom. It'd be stupid not to. And that's called a healthy relationship. Clearly, Leslye Headland did not have a healthy relationship with her father, and that's what this is about. But this is what she's trying to espouse. Okay, so let's go into the benign sexism. She literally says it's totally justified for her to force choke and kill somebody because of benign sexism. So her feminism literally turns her into a monster. This has the opposite visual effect of what she's trying to espouse. She's trying to say it's justified, but nobody in their right minds thinks this kind of thing is justified, just killing somebody in cold blood. It's evil, and feminism is therefore evil. They can't help themselves, so when they try to put these messages into things, they screw everything up because they can't warp this stuff into reality. What they are espousing is completely evil. It's completely degenerate. It has to be rejected. And that is exactly why everybody rejected the Acolyte, Leslye Headland. Nobody wants this, and no amount of begging for a season 2 and trying to get a letter writing campaign going is going to work, because guess what? Nobody is on board with your nonsense. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. This is wild. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out my Kickstarter, The Hidden Emperor, live right now. It's a great alternative to this Star Wars stuff. You guys are going to love it. Real heroism. Thank you. We just got a backer. We'll be back soon.